Today at In the Woodyard, I got another power pack and we're going to use it to power our bikes. Here we go. So I must have done something right because I got a power pack, I don't know, probably almost like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, from a company that wanted to send me one, and I thought, well, that's something I could use because I could use it for powering tools and on location and stuff. So I did a video on it and thought, you know, that's kind of cool. Something I can use in the woodyard for sharpening my chains, running power tools, that kind of stuff. And that's as far as I thought it would go. But then another company said, hey, we got a big one that you could power some other stuff with. And I thought, you know, that'd be nice to try to use it for the elevator or some other things like that. And we got a bigger one. And it didn't power the elevator, but it did power some of the other stuff that we use in the woodyard. And then another company got a hold of me and said, hey, we got a big one. We think your machinery needs a bigger power pack. We'll send you one if you do a video on it. So they did, and it did power the elevator for processing firewood. And then I had a bunch more companies just kept saying, hey, do you want one of ours? Do you want one of ours? Do you want one of ours? And I don't know, I guess I said no to a couple of them, but they just kept asking me, and these things are worth anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. And I don't know, if someone was going to give you something that's worth $1,000 to $2,000, what would you do? So I said, yeah, we can use them. So what I've been doing is I've been borrowing these to people. I've been borrowing these to my brothers. Bert's been using them once in a while. I've borrowed these to some people that I know that needed them because they didn't have power at their cabin and at their farm. So I think this is like the 8th or 9th one that people have sent me now. Though this one is Dabson. That's how I would say it, Dabson. This is a big one. It's very heavy. There are some unique features to this. It's different than a lot of the other ones that I've gotten. And so I opened it up and looked at it. Now this is the first one that came to me that had no power in it at all. Most all of them have come to me and they've had between 60 and 70% charge. This one was zero, said nothing. So I plugged it in and charged it. Some of these have charging bricks that are external. These are internal, meaning that you just plug it in direct. There's no brick that you have hanging outside for a conversion of the power. It just goes directly and they charge very fast. This one, I think it's less than 2 hours, like an hour and a half. It'll fully charge. It does start slow, but then it accelerates. There's a built-in fan in here to keep it cool while it's charging. And then once it gets to 80%, it slows down and then charges the rest of the way, just like a lot of the battery stuff. Now, one of the reasons why I think these are fantastic versus some other means of electricity when you're on location, for example, a pickup truck, is that a pickup truck, you can only get so close to certain areas, and if you're in the woods or if you're in an area where you can't get your truck close enough, or you got to work from your truck, because that's where the built-in battery pack is, like the Ford Lightning, is that what it is, I think? The trucks that are supposed to go 300 miles on a charge, but only go like 200, and then if you're pulling something, they go about 80. Yeah, so then you got to recharge them. This, you can take anywhere. It's got wheels, it's got this handle in the back here that comes up and down, as you can see. Some of the other ones have handles on the front side or the side of it. This one's in the back. So you push this all the way up, and then you can tilt it back and you can wheel it around, which is kind of handy. It does have a plug on the side here for a camper, the big one. It also has 4 other outlets, and then it's got area here where you can put all your other charging stuff into. It's got the AC, solar charger, it's got an overload protector button, so you can push that if you overload it, and it's got an infinity port, which means you can plug in as many additional units into this as you want, which is really cool because you could just keep stacking these up and power your whole house, which is kind of what their whole selling point is that in an emergency, this will run a freezer, a refrigerator, a sump pump, that kind of stuff. But I use them for getting stuff done. They're very handy. So then on the other side here, right here is where you have ports for the extra battery ports, so you can plug in more batteries here. So right here you've got 30 amp, and then you've got your 20 amps. You got the on and off buttons right here to turn these on. So you turn the unit on in the front, and then you turn your USB ports on, but then you also have to come over here and turn this on to turn the power on this side, so you can turn it off either way. And then, like I said before, your charging ports are right in here. So pretty handy. Different ports here for USBs. So to turn it on, you just push it right here. There we go, she's on. It's hard to see in the sunlight here. It's 100%, it says. This one thing that I found about a lot of these is the screens are not real bright. So if you're out in the sunshine, they're very hard to see. And this one is a very difficult one. If you go straight on, you put your hand over it, you can see it. It says here it's at 100%. I also got the portable solar panels to go with it. These are 420 watts, and I believe this charges in direct sun, and we're gonna put it in here because I'm gonna run some stuff with it. I think this charges in about 4 hours, if I remember correctly. So here's the charger if you wanna go in from your car. Here is the solar charging connectors, and then this is the main cord if you wanna go direct current, plug it right in to a wall outlet, and it charges very fast. It does have an instruction manual, and I'm gonna quick look at this quick and just give you some of the high points here. So I have the manual here, and inside the manual it says its capacity is 3,430 watts. They call it a 3,500, so it is a pretty big one. I have a couple other ones that are like 35, 32, 36, somewhere in that range, so it's a good one. It says right here it weighs 88.6 pounds. It is heavy. They are hard to lift, but it's a lot of battery. It's supposed to have 4,000 cycles up to 80%, so that means you can recharge it 4,000 times apparently. Solar charger, car charger, EV charger, and then add-on ones, which where you can link more units. So all kinds of cool stuff. Now, I'm gonna hook this up to the solar panels here, and I'm gonna hook it up to one of my bikes because the bikes need a little bit of charging, and we're gonna see what we can do with it. So very cool unit, very handy. And for those of you that think, oh, it has nothing to do with firewood. Well, I use these all the time for making firewood. We use them on the elevator. We use them on some power equipment. We use them to charge some of the batteries for battery packs for things that I have. I charge a lot of my camera stuff on here for making videos, so they're super handy to have. And for those of you that want one of these or think it's, it's not fair that you don't get them sent to you, all you got to do is start a YouTube channel, build up about, I don't know, 55,000 subscribers over almost going on 4 years now, do a video every day, spend about 4 to 6 hours every day doing videos, and you can get some free stuff. And it's not really free because every time I get one of these, I spend a half a day doing the video, and then I have to spend a couple hours doing editing. So I have a lot of time into these, but they are valuable, they are useful, and a lot of people that know me, that are friends of mine, maybe it's one of you, is gonna get some of these. My brother's gonna get one. They're each gonna get one for their campers and for their use. Bert and Adam probably gonna get one. They can use them anytime they want. I use them here at my business, and I will be using these at the wood yard quite often. So it's a very cool unit. We're gonna hook up this solar panel right now. So I just wanna say the only one of the negative things about this one that I found is your cords come in a box, which is fine, but there's nowhere to put them on the unit. So I have found it's easy to place these somewhere, all your cords, and then have your unit somewhere else. And so what I've been doing is I've been finding some type of a bag to put all the cords into in the manual, and then just tying it right onto one of the handles so it stays with the unit. Where some of the units in the top, there'll be a little drawer that you can open up, and you can put everything right inside of it. But here she is in all of its glory. The Dabson power unit, and we're going to open up the solar panels right now. So right now I'm going to open up the solar panels. I haven't even opened this box yet. I mean, I took it out of the shipping box, but I have not taken it out of here. So open this up. I got to take a whole bunch of tape off here. I've got it stuck on. This one more. So it says here this weighs 13 kilograms. 13 kilograms, so whatever that is in pounds, I do not know off the top of my head. I'm going to tell you, right now I'm going to guess 20 something. I don't know, it's pretty heavy. Now this is a pretty big array from what I understand, from what I remember seeing when I looked at what they were going to be shipping me. And a lot of times I don't get to choose this stuff. They just say, hey, here's a new unit we want you to show and do a video of. So they just send it, and like I said, I like stuff, so they send me stuff, and hopefully this will help some of you that are trying to decide, which model to get, which one is the right one. So I've just been showing a bunch of them, but here we go, up we go. Oh, that is big. Holy smokes. I'll get rid of the box, get rid of the foamage. Notice it all looks pretty together. It's got the name on there and everything. And I'm assuming these are cords right here. Yep, there's a cord for plugging in, and there's another user manual. I'll put that there. Zip this up part of the way. I find what works good on these chargers is to just leave the cord kind of hang out like that. And then we're gonna charge one of the bikes here, because I think one of them needs charging, and have the solar be charging, the solar panels be charging the unit while I'm charging the bike. So we're just gonna see how that works. So it's got a split cord here, so you can plug it in multiple units. Okay, so we're gonna move some stuff. This is big. So I know this is a leg. That's how most of them are manufactured. So they get a leg that pops out. So I know this is gonna go this way. And this can go to the back. And then this will open up. And it will open up again. Wow, this is a big solar panel. Holy crap. This is gonna be like a sheet of plywood here. So bigger is better when it comes to solar chargers, I can tell you that. And some of these, yes, are universal in their connections. So I might be able to use this for some of the other units that I have. And then I think I can link some of them also. But wow, I gotta open up the legs here. This thing is humongous. Just this charger, the solar panel, I believe, if I remember correctly, was like $400. So, pretty substantial. But, it is big. Holy smokes. Look at the size of the solar panels. I mean, you can see the bike behind it, how big the bike is, and how big the solar panels are. That is huge. That's awesome, because that means we're going to be able to charge faster and gather more sun, and we're going to find out right now. All right, the solar panels are doing their thing, and the battery, you can sit right on top of it. It's very solid. Right now it is charging almost 400 watts because of how much sun is out today and the direction of the sun and time of the year. Obviously, the more sun you give it, the more juice you get. I have found that early in the morning and late in the day, you don't get nearly as much from your solar panels when you're charging. This is supposed to take, to charge the unit from zero, it's supposed to take about 6 hours, they say. But I've never had it down to zero. Usually I slap them on when it's somewhere in the 60, 70%. I just put it on, let it charge it up. Right now the bike is being charged. That is drawing about 130 to 140 watts to the bike. And going in to the unit from the solar panels, like I said, it was bouncing between 330 and 400. Didn't ever quite hit 400 watts going into the unit. And when you charge it from a wall outlet, you get 1800 watts. So it charges in about an hour and a half from zero. So if you're just going to top it off, literally from like 60 to 80%, it's going to take 20 minutes maybe. It goes really fast. The cool thing about this unit, and some of the other ones have the same thing, I was just looking at the manual here, you can put these in a series, so you can do parallel connections, and you can hook up to 6 more units into this one that it shows, and with that, you have just over 28,000 watts of power. So if you were to buy a bunch of these and hook them up, you can power your whole house probably for days. They say there's enough juice here that you can power pretty much any home appliance, including refrigerators, freezers, air conditioners, compressors. So you can operate a lot of stuff with these if you have enough power hooked up. So very cool. The manual is pretty complete, other than the one thing it doesn't have in here. It doesn't tell you exactly how long it takes to charge these. But I do know, because I've charged it and I kind of timed it out when I put it on. It was about an hour and a half and it was fully charged from zero. The panels, like I said, do take longer. And if you go from your car outlet and charge them, there is a hookup for that. That is this one right here. It's got the accessory charger that you plug into your car. You can hook into it. You can charge it right from your car while you're driving. Obviously, you got to have your engine running. You'll suck your battery down. You got to have the engine on. So you could charge it in your car while you're driving if you're going from place to place. So that would work. Also, there's other connectors, so you can link up more of these. The solar panels, you can hook up to 4 of these at a time. So if you have 4 of them linked together, each one pulling in from the sun 400 watts. With 4 of them, you'd have 1600 watts, which is equal to a household outlet. So with 4 panels, you could probably charge it in an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So pretty darn cool. So for those of you that maybe have a cabin, or if you're remote location, or if you're camping where there's no power, these things are handy. We used a unit like this last year when we went on one of our hunting trips, and we had the unit in the camper plugged in, so every night we could turn our power off from our generator, because we had a generator outside, and we could run off of this. We could run all of our lights, we could run the TV, the VCR, we could charge our phones, everything from this. And we did that for several days before we had to charge it again, where we put it on the charger. We also ran a space heater on it early in the morning instead of turning our furnace on, because we have a gas furnace in our camper. And we ran our little space heater with this just to warm up in the chill in the morning. And we ran it for like an hour. And of course the space heater is pulling 1500 watts. So you're only good for not even 3 hours off of one of these. But if you want to use it just to warm up a small space for a little while, they do work. So it's pretty darn cool. So there you go, it is the Dabson. And this one is called the DBS 3500. This unit right here that I'm sitting on, and these solar panels. So here it is the model DBS 420S. And like I said, you can hook up 4 of these in conjunction. This one is a maximum 420 watts. And like I said, I'm getting around 400 watts from the sun right now. Right now it's early spring. I would imagine when the sun is as close as possible in the middle of summer, it would probably max it out and you'd be in that 420 range. I do know that as the sun starts to set at the end of the day, uh-oh, it's a big wind sail. The wind caught it and moved it. As the sun goes down, you lose your power. Every hour you notice there's a drop, another drop, another drop. And if you're getting sun that's on the horizon line hitting it, it's cut down to less than half. So your best time for charging is from probably like 10 o'clock in the morning till maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Before that and after that, not so much. But pretty darn cool. I think if you got in the habit, if you're using this type of a charger and using this power pack, you would just get in the habit of plugging it in every morning and just aiming at the sun. Now, the one thing I did find out by using these solar panels, you do need to move them as the sun moves. A lot of the solar systems that are sucking power from the sun, they actually track the sun during the day. Well, you're gonna have to manually do that. So you're gonna have to aim it to the east in the morning, kind of more straight south in the midday, and then more to the west in the evening. But very cool, there it is. That's all I got for today, folks. Poke the buttons, I'll be back tomorrow 5:30 a.m. I'm gonna go for a bike ride right now because my battery is charged on the bike. I'll be back tomorrow morning 5:30 a.m. with another video for you. Right now, go watch some of the other videos on the channel. There's 1,300 videos waiting for you. And if this wasn't your thing, there's tons of chainsaw and firewood action for you on the channel. I do a video every day. And because I do a video every day, I'm gonna have varied content because I can't just split wood every day, all day. And I can't cut wood every day, all day. I'm gonna have some variety on this channel. There you go. I'm going for a bike ride. I'm gonna close up the panel here. This closes up like this, and it's got Velcro closures. Oops. Yep, Velcro closures. So I'll close that. It's got a nice carry handle right here. And then all you got to do is open up your little case, put your cords in, and zip her back up, and then this one is done. Did its work for today. So there it is. Solar panels. Gonna unplug the bike. The bike is right now at 97%, and I've only been charging it for a short time. So here we go. I'm back.